Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about how to get income from a growth portfolio, which is a big deal and it's an important topic because everybody wants growth. If you're going to do any investing, if you're going to have Robinhood or anything else, what do? You check your gains every single day, right? Even though I don't particularly care if my stock portfolio goes up every day, guess what? I still check it every day. So I'm no different, even though my mindset might be different than most. Okay. Listen, we talked about growth last week and why it's kind of overrated, but make no mistake, growth is awesome. More money is awesome. Here's the thing we're going to talk about today, though, and it's absolutely critical for anyone who wants to retire or be financially free. And let's say we got lucky, right? And we picked Tesla several years ago or Nvidia a handful of years ago. And we accidentally, and I say that because someone who can buy and hold something for a long time is truly a rare beast. And my hat goes off to you if you can hold something good for a long time, because it's not easy to see it go up and hold it. But let's say we got lucky and we accidentally held it for enough time. And let's say a simple portfolio made life-changing money. Let's say it got to, say, $2 million. Yay, right? That's great. But again, I will ask it and I will keep asking you until someone answers me. No, I will keep asking in these videos, how much can you pull from a $2 million portfolio? Because if you use the 4% rule, it's not that much. If you're scared of the 2000.com crash, you can pull even less than 4%. So now we're talking about 2% maybe, if you wanted to be safe according to historical data. And now the number is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. Oh, and by the way, that's just a guess. The 4% rule is just made up. It's based on some data, but it's basically just a guess. Now, the question of how much can we pull matters. Because if you have a $2 million account, if we picked NVIDIA and rode it all the way, yes, we can look at our account, but what's the point of having $2 million in the account? What's the point if we don't pull from it? Yay, 2 million. How does that computer screen or phone screen pay the bills tomorrow? It's $1 million couch that you don't sit on, right? Yay, I have a great couch. I never sit on it. What's the point in having it, right? What's the point of a plastic couch if you can't be cozy on it? And what is the point of a $2 million, a $2 million account that you can't pull from, right? No point is the answer. Okay. Well, of course, people will scream, you could sell shares. And I suppose people do, right? You have a $2 million account, you have a big account. Okay. If you sell shares, then, hey, look, you have money. Okay. But that's not a great option. I would love to present videos and evidence that that's not a great option. Well, for one, the shares are finite. I know it will probably last. But isn't that weird to you? You're going to retire for the rest of your life. And yet each month, or even more often, you're selling shares and your share account or amount is going less, 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 less. Isn't that weird to you? You like that feeling of, oh, sold more shares. I have less now. They're gone forever. It's not great. It's not a great feeling. And it can lead to bad things, of course. And when you sell shares, it's not free. If your account has gone up, then every time you sell, that's tax. People make fun of the dividend tax you have to pay on dividends and distributions. Guess what? Right? You're still paying taxes on every sale, every share you sell. But the real reason is sequence risk, right? If you're selling shares as the market plummets, that's what causes a death spiral. What's a death spiral? To zero. If you sell and it goes down, now you've taken a loss and you've taken shares out, right? So you've sold them at a loss, now you have less and it's going down, but I still need to take $100,000 out, but my account has dropped $50,000. So now it's 150 out instead of 100 and so on. You see how that goes, right? It's why when the stock market was down for 3 years, basically from 2000 to 2002, and the dot-com crash that people say is coming again, we can talk about that another time. But if it goes down 3 years in a row and you pull 3 years in a row, or you sell shares 3 years in a row, then you're doomed, right? That's the whole problem, right? But is there a solution to getting income via selling shares? Of course. We could use margin. And that's scary and it's foreign. And I get it, but that's why we're talking about it. If we can just pull from margin, if we can draw on our growth account like the billionaires do, you don't have to pay taxes on that income. I know, it's pretty crazy. And we never have to pay it back. I know, that's crazy, but it's true. It doesn't seem true. If you've never studied it, at first you say, yeah, that's not true. But it's completely true. So there is, however, a margin interest expense, right? Nothing is totally free. No free lunches, of course. But it's really a small percentage depending on your broker. And it can be negotiated. How do you do that? Just call your broker, right? And you don't really even have to pay that margin interest back. Let's say you take out $1,000 and your payment is $58. Well, that will come due and that'll go in your margin total, but you don't have to pay it back. There is no timeline when using margin. Got it? So this is a way to take our growth account, actually do something useful, right? Without selling shares. I have tons and tons of case studies. This is interesting to me. I watch them. It's updated every month. So I'm watching this constantly. And here's a case study as I've set it up. Don't have to do it this way. It's just to get us started. Okay. $25,000 account. That's what we're starting with. Why? Because 25,000 is a reasonable number for anyone listening to this video, right? You could make it 250,000 and just take this and add a zero, take that and add a zero, make it 2.5 million and add a couple zeros, right? But we're going to start $25,000 hypothetical account. We're going to put $500 in each month, right? We're not retired yet, but we want to start the process. We want to get started. We want to pay our bills. This income is coming in anyway, right? While we're working, we might as well get some bills paid. And we're going to pay out $500 in bills. And we're going to use margin, maybe. With a growth account, we probably don't have much dividends. So we're definitely going to need to borrow money because we have bills to pay and we're not going to sell shares. Okay. And by the way, people have asked me, how do you pull from margin? It's really easy. You literally go to your broker. You go to transfer money or withdraw money. And you say withdraw, and you say $500, enter, and it goes right into your account. Instantaneous for a lot of people, depending on your broker, maybe a day or two, but there it is. Now you have it. And then you'll look on your broker, and it will say margin balance negative $500 or margin balance $500. And that's it. Just there. You take it. It's magic. It's not magic. It's just a transfer. Now, for this case study, for our growth vehicle, we're going to use SPY. Why are we going to use SPY? Well, the data goes back long, long ways, right? Many, many decades. And of course, S&P 500 index fund or ETF is the perfect growth instrument according to the experts. Everyone who's famous and likes to talk about how you should spend your money will tell you that index fund is the only way to go. Now, as we talk about these numbers, this is not financial advice. We're just discussing it here. Education and entertainment only, not risk money cannot afford to lose. Past performance does not indicate future results, right? So here's a case study from the DIP program on my website. Here we go. This is only using SPY. There are many portfolios using many different things, but let's use SPY. We're starting with $25,000. So on April 1st, 2022, that's when I went back to. Why? Because that's the start of the bear market. This is the worst possible time to start this, and I did it on purpose. So you have $25,000. The SPY price on 4/1/2022 was that. So we would have 55.1 shares, right? Just divided that by that. There you go. What did it pay out in dividends at the end of that month? Nothing. So we need $500. So we press the margin button and our broker, and now we have a margin gap of negative $500, right? Because we didn't have any dividends to help. So the gap between what we need and dividends paid out is $500. So our margin balance is negative 500. If we divide that negative 500 by 25,000, we get a usage rate of negative 2% or 2% margin. Okay. Fine with that? You're not here to answer me, but I'm still asking. And then, of course, the price goes down, our portfolio goes down, but we're still putting $500 in because we have that money anyway. So we're going to buy $500 worth more, $500 worth of shares. So now we have 56.4. Didn't give us any dividends, darn it. We still need $500. So the margin gap this month is still $500. So now we have a $1,000 margin balance, and our margin usage rate is now up to 4.31. Oh, it's growing. That's scary. Just sitting there. Negative $1,000, just sitting in our broker, just a number there. Our portfolio is $23,000 now. Ooh. And we're using $1,000 of margin. Okay. However, in June 2022, we got a dividend, right? Distribution amount's a dividend amount actually for SPYs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Got $1.58. We bought $500 more of SPY. So we have this many shares at this dividend rate. Yay, we made $91. This is great. Doesn't pay the whole bill, but we only use $409 of margin now because it paid something. So that adds on to our margin total, and our margin usage rate now goes up to negative 5.9. So that's how it would work hypothetically. Starting with a reasonable amount of money, we're paying a substantial bill, right? $500 pays something, several utility bills, maybe a car payment, maybe something else, right? That's not a lot of money to pay a pretty significant bill, right? So this is worthwhile discussion. Margin balance is there. All right, now let's fast forward. Every month in the DIP program, you can see every single month and you can watch it go, but we'll just fast forward to the middle again via the DIP program on my website. So now we're in 2026, right? This is August 2026, so we went through July of 2026. And we can see by January, we keep buying shares, right? We're still buying money. We haven't retired or financially free yet. We have 101 shares now. That's great. Didn't pay anything, so we still need $500 out. We did that. Oh, and look, our margin balance over time is now swelled to negative $20,000. Oh, but look, our portfolio is now up to $69,000. SPY grows over time. It's a growth portfolio. That's cool. Of course, that includes the money in, but 25 has now gone to 69. Neato. Our margin usage rate is negative 30. You would have to be calm with that, right? Now, what's a good number? I always tell the members 50% is my drop dead number. If you wanted to try to remain safe, we're way under that. You can make your own drop dead number. Another dividend was paid in March, right? We have 102 shares now, so paid us 185. That's not bad. We're getting there. Of the 500 that we need, 185 is paid, so we only need to draw $315 that month. Takes us up to $21,000, 31% usage rate. Now through July, still paying. Oh, look at this. We've had some growth. Account is up to 78,000, almost 79,000, 105 shares. Did get that dividend in June. As mentioned, 2 dividends so far this year. They pay quarterly, SPY does. But this month you needed 500 more. So we're up to 23,493. And our usage rate has actually fallen. And if you had all of these months, you could see that it's remained at about 30% margin rate for a while, even though we're still pulling money out. And the stock market has gone up and down, obviously, this year, up overall as I make this video, but it's hovered at this range. So it hasn't continued to grow, which is interesting, right? All right. So what's the bottom line? That's the case study. Margin, as mentioned, is at around 30% usage rate. You have to decide how you feel about that. Does that freak you out to see that much negative balance, right? We're trained to pay off our bills, kind of, right? There's a lot of credit card debt. I get it. But it feels weird to have that hanging out there. But again, you don't ever have to pay it back. Nobody has to. It can stay there forever. Buy, borrow, die. But it seems to be holding for many, many months. Now, if we started in a bear market, right? If we get hit with another one, like everyone says, that would hurt because the market would go down, but we're still paying or we're still needing that $500. However, you did notice that the dividends are rising, even though it's quarterly, dividend payments are rising. So on those months, we'll be drawing less. So that's helpful, right? Now, what do you think since 2022 to now? Are we financially free? What do you think? Can we stop adding money and just coast the rest of the way? Personally, I would say no. Um, there's a few things that I would look for that we talk about in the dip program, but that seems like I would like to see margin falling, I guess is the bottom line, or I'd like to see the dividends rising, right? Just to keep that margin usage rate. But if we just see a mild bear market, there's no reason why we couldn't make it through, and then the growth after that will probably still be okay. So I don't think so, but again, this is a decision you'd have to make on your own. But think about this. So even if we're not free, we're paying this bill. We've been paying this bill now since, 22, 23, 24, 25, right? We're paying it for years now. And we started with a modest amount, and that amount is growing, right? And it's a very reasonable account balance, and we've been paying this bill now for a while. And this is a way, which is the reason for this video, to get income from growth. Amounts can be adjusted, take less out per month, add more, all of that, right? It's just a way to track this and see what it would feel like to get income from growth. And one of my favorite TV characters of all time agrees, right? Again, if you want real-time updates on portfolios, if you want case studies like this, you can join the DIP program. There's a monthly or annual fee, and many sample portfolios are updated in real time. If this is at all useful to you, please like and subscribe, and I would be so thankful. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.